Thanks for joining me here on WowBiz Weekly, ladies and gentlemen. We're taping today at Hickson Lead Auditorium inside the Harper Center at Creighton University. The show that you're looking at right now has been partially pulled together, researched. The content's been developed. They've been supported by some of the top students in the freshman class, the business school, headed up by Dean Tony Hendrickson, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask them to stand up and say hello, all of you, right now. Right now. This is the future, Gen Y from Creighton University. Thank you so very much for your help. I really do appreciate it, and the entire audience does as well. You're helping move us into the future, and we're extremely grateful. All right, we've been listening to Bruce Hoberman, formerly from Proxy, been talking about culture. We're now going to talk to somebody who really understands the essence of culture and integrity and character. These are the things that surround a brand and create brand loyalty as well as employee engagement. It's an interesting topic. It's philosophical, but it also has bottom line ramifications. So I'm eager to introduce you today the person that is heading up the Ethics Coalition here in Omaha, Nebraska. She is part of the Creighton University staff and part of the team here. Please welcome my next guest, Beverly Kracher. Am I saying that correctly, Beverly? No, not at all. Well, we'll make sure it's correct.
It's like the cake mix, Betty Crocker, but spelled in the old German way.
Ah, well, I'm a Norwegian, Hinderaker, Crocker. We kind of belong together,
we do, don't we? Yes.
By the way, I love that outfit. That's great looking.
Thank you, sir.
Now listen.
India.
Tell me, that's right. Tell me, everything connects, doesn't it? You know?
Indeed.
All right. Now tell me, how long has this Ethics Coalition existed? I think it's been 3-4 years that I've been aware of it.
Actually, the Business Ethics Alliance has been a standalone 501c3 for about 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
And you're evolving. I know you have events and speakers, some very interesting things going on.
We do. We think that the business community is like a web of relationships, and we've created nodes of conversation about business ethics on the in that web. So for executives all the way down to kids.
Nodes of conversation.
Exactly.
You know, I'm kind of a word person. I love to gravitate to phrases and sound bites, and I'm not going to forget that. Okay. Nodes of conversation. Do you think maybe WowBiz Weekly could be considered a node of conversation?
Indeed.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's a little concentration of information exchange. Exactly. All right, so let's talk about ethics for just a minute. Okay. You know, we've come out of a really rough period in our economy. A lot of well-intentioned business owners, right? You know where I'm going here? Have had to come to their employees and say, sorry, we're going to have to close the company. I can't make payroll next Thursday.
Sure.
I feel terrible about it, but market conditions are what they are, and please accept my apologies and have a good career. Now, that conversation went on many, many times. Was that business owner unethical?
By letting people go,
well,
you're asking?
Yeah.
No, I mean, business, you have to make a profit. I don't think that it's the end of business, but it's a byproduct. So you have to be profitable in order to be in business.
Yeah. Now, maybe he got a bonus the year before and bought himself a small plane and took an exotic vacation, dropped 6 figures. Well, now are the employees over here going, wait a minute, that was a very unethical thing he did a year ago, and he tapped into our coffers, and what do you think about that? Well,
so there are fairness issues that arise all the time in business, and this is one of them that you're bringing up. Sure.
But the thing about ethics, and believe me, I'm very interested in this topic. I really am, and I've thought a lot about it. Is it's all relative, right? One person's doing the right thing is not necessarily another person's version of doing the right thing. How do you deal with that?
See, I don't think that ethics is relative in the way you're describing it. I think that just like physics has ultimate axioms that really describe the universe, ethics has ultimate axioms as well. The fundamental principles of ethics are don't harm and do good. Now, how you actually exemplify those in different situations, that's where the relativity comes in. But the fundamental principles of don't harm and do good, they're there, they stand across the universe.
Now, this is a very interesting thing. Because if you had, I don't know, most of the 200,000 members of the local Omaha business community in front of you right now, you could make a case, or somebody could make a case, that business is about creating wealth, not necessarily creating jobs. Although people have different philosophies about the fundamental purpose of business. Business people say, it's not my job to save the environment. Sorry, we'll do what we can do to recycle, but it's not my problem. And yet scientists will take a look at the global warming trend and all that kind of stuff, climate change, and say, business is, 47% of all the carbon comes out of the business sector and the decisions that they're making. All right, so there's very interesting ethical issues going on. How do you weigh in on that? How do you help people make conscionable decisions in the midst of this confusion and grayness that surrounds the business community?
I think we have to continually remind businesses in particular that if you are ethical, you have a great opportunity for employee engagement and customer engagement. And so being ethical drops down to the bottom line in the sense of profitability. And we have in the Business Ethics Alliance videos of small businesses and large businesses that give stories around, if you create intentionality around ethics in the culture of the company,
yes,
then your employees are more loyal to you. They don't leave as often.
No doubt about it.
They don't
No doubt about
steal
it.
as often. And so the engagement of the employees is higher if indeed the culture is more ethical.
Absolutely.
And think about customer engagement. If customers think that you're trustworthy, and if you follow through on what you say you're going to do, your reputation soars and the bottom line is increased.
But if it costs too much, if it's prohibitive to quote unquote extend customer service to this or that level, or to stand out as a particularly trustworthy brand, to do things that, because everybody's trustworthy, everybody delivers up a product and gets the money and says,
everybody
thanks
isn't
a lot.
Trustworthy.
Well, that's interesting, because if you had those people that we thought weren't trustworthy, they would insist that they absolutely were trustworthy.
Well, we often rationalize and don't know ourselves as much as we think we do.
So in the end, ethics is about self-awareness and honesty and authenticity and transparency. Is that what we're talking about?
It's that at the personal level, and then at the corporate level, or the level of the culture. It's bringing that intentionality out into the open and making it front of mind, so to speak, so everybody is aware of the fact that we are interested in profit as much as integrity and ethics.
One quick question as we sign off. If I stood up and I said, my company is this and that, and we deliver a great product and service, and we put a great emphasis upon ethics, we're more trustworthy than the rest of these guys, are you sure, absolutely sure, that that will attract market share? Will people say, I don't know that much about your product, but I'm going to buy into this whole trustworthy thing and we'll see where it goes? Is that happening in your opinion? Well, does the research substantiate that? Or do they say, I don't really care, just I want the product performance and a great price and a great value, and I don't know really about your culture or your ethical commitment. Don't know about that.
Let's talk about the next generation. We find that they are very interested in community responsibility and joining organizations that are ethical. So if you're interested in making young people come to your business to work as well as selling to them,
yes,
it has to be the case that you bring intentionality around ethics.
Let's ask our young folks here, members of Generation Y from Creighton University, do you believe that integrity and trustworthiness is a tangible outcome and benefit that you would actually pay a premium for? Would you do that, ladies and gentlemen? Applaud if you think you would. See, when I said to pay a premium for, then there was a little bit slower response there.
Of course.
Beverly Kracher, thank you so much. It was a fabulous interview, and I learned so much in a short period of time. Congratulations on your progress. Beverly Kracher, everybody. The Ethics Alliance here in Omaha. Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with Wild News Weekly. I'm Lynn Hinderaker. Thanks.